Hey guys, John Meeks here. We're at CrossFit Greensboro. We're back at the table, and today we are going to talk about balance. I've got Coach Q, I've got Coach Nancy. We're going to share some of our experiences about balance and how important it is. When we talk about balance, we're talking about balance in all things. We're talking about balance in workout and recovery. We're talking about balance in our lives. We're talking about balance in our social interactions. All those things, finding balance in it. So we're going to kick it off. I know, Q, you've got a lot to balance right now, being a father of two, having Jonah right here at the table with us assisting. So tell us what that's like, just trying to balance everything.
So it's very much like taking a step back and seeing how you feel. I feel like a lot of times when we have kids, as parents, y'all are both parents as well, we can very much put them in front of us and go, all right, whatever, and kind of forget about ourselves, to where I have learned to really take a step back to see how I feel, to then move according to that. If I don't feel the greatest, I'm going to honor that. I'm not going to go, you know what? Like, I don't even know. Like, I already have to kind of push through that. So I honor how I feel. If I feel 75%, I'm going to give myself 75% push. I'm not going to go anything above that, to where, we can kind of get in spaces to where if we can't give 100%, we get down on ourselves. And then that's when I find that place of gratitude to go, you know what? I'm very capable of giving my all at 75%, and I'm okay with that. Because it could be a situation that it could be worse, and it could always be worse. So that's how that's in a nutshell, that's kind of how we found balance and everything that we've got going on.
I know with me, a lot of it is scheduling and planning, like planning ahead, like having a schedule, have things worked out, owning a gym, managing it, all those things, trying to keep all the balls up in the air as I'm juggling. I also have a couple of kids, so keeping up with them as well, and they have things to do. But for me, it's about, all right, if I can put these things on the schedule, I've got this work to do, but I also block that time for myself to get a workout in. With that being said, I'm also very forgiving if sometimes it just doesn't work out and I have to make a change. I try to put some time in, no matter what it is, for myself to get that workout in, because I always feel accomplished and better when I do that. But sometimes that might be 20 minutes, other days that might be an hour.
Yeah.
And like you said, some days I come in and I'm not as young as I used to be, so I can't always give 100% and try to destroy a workout. So some days I go in and just try to make it through that workout, check that box, and move on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's so important how different stages in life our 100% or our 100% may look different, right? Because you are older, because now you have kids, like you can't expect the same things. But when you were single, when you didn't have kids, or when you have more time, you didn't have your own business or things like that. Sometimes I feel like that meme you've probably seen. I've seen different versions of it about moms. Is sometimes it's a mom like taking the whole coffee pot or like crazy hair, or that lady who's like making crazy calculations, like how do I trying to balance my life, how I want to have a career, bake homemade cookies for sugar free for today's play date, and also want to get my steps and drink my water and meditate and journaling. And so it can get overwhelming, and I do feel that overwhelmed sometimes, like I like have to work out, but I also I want to cook, and I want to raise my own food, and it's a lot. But one thing that I have come to understand, that I need to set realistic expectations and put things in perspective. Yeah, maybe I'm not gonna look how I look when before having my kids, but I also want to. Right now, I value spending time with my children, maybe like having an ice cream with them, and that is also important. So I have to be okay with the fact that I'm not gonna be the same size I was, but I mean, while being in a healthy range, that I feel good, I have energy, I'm okay with the way I look. So just like putting things in perspective and setting expectations that are realistic, so we don't like overstress or get like overwhelmed. Trying to get all the things all the time, everything perfect. Now, if you're trying to do so many things at a time, something you're probably not going to excel at everything.
And I think one of the points you hit on there is like setting those realistic expectations. And I think those are in each one of those categories. When I'm working out the fitness side of things, setting realistic expectations and balance in like how much time I can commit to that and how hard I can train. Setting realistic expectations on my diet. Like it's not going to be perfect all the time. We have Thanksgiving coming up. I'm going to enjoy Thanksgiving. I'm going to enjoy the social aspect of that. So finding balance in that. And then, finding balance to make sure that I'm getting stuff that I need to help, refill my soul, having interactions, whether that's the spirituality of, religion and church, or if it's just spending time with friends and family, like having those pieces as well. So I think all those things are important. So what are our takeaways here? What do we want people to take away and be like, all right, let's just remember this. What would you say? What would be your thing to like, the one thing that people should take away from this?
Be flexible. Like, you gotta be flexible. When things don't go your way, you've got to go, all right, well, what did I get out of this? Or what did go my way? And if nothing went your way, guess what? Something did. Something did. Like, it might not be in your perspective, but in someone else's perspective, something went your way. It always happens like that on the outside. It's all, the grass is always greener on the other side. So, staying flexible with yourself and really saying like, hey, if things don't necessarily go the way that they are planned, because, having a plan is great, but then you get punched in the face and what happens? It's like, just be flexible. Maybe have a plan B.
Yeah, have a plan B. Have options.
Yeah.
Options.
And CRD just in case.
Yeah, especially if you got kids.
What would you say, Nancy?
Yeah.
What would be your takeaway from this?
So I would say be grateful to yourself and just put things in perspective and set realistic expectations. What is in this stage of your life? What is something that you can actually do? I can say I'm going to come to the gym and train 2 hours, but I also have to take my kids to their classes, and I also have to clean the house and cook and do laundry and all the things and take care of my business and prepare my classes and stuff. Well, maybe I can do this 3 times a week for an hour, and then the rest I can do my little workouts at home. So just be realistic.
Realistic expectation.
And you hit on it. Like I say, plan ahead, plan to get all these things worked in, but be flexible enough to know that plan's probably going to change, and be realistic with how you plan. Be realistic that it may not work out the way you want. So that's the reason you got a plan B and a plan C to go along with.
But don't forget to, because I feel like within flexibility, like there's a lot of flaws in flexibility, even for myself. I'm like, I can be flexible with myself. But flexibility without a plan is not flexibility.
Like, if you just say, I'm going to work out this week, but you don't put a time aside, it's not going to happen. If you just say, I'm going to eat healthy tomorrow, but you don't have, things in the fridge, so when you open, you can actually put something together really quick, it's not going to happen. You're going to get hungry, you're going to go to the drive-thru, and you're going to pick the most, like whatever's
easiest.
Yeah, exactly.
And definitely planning ahead helps you, reach those goals, or be more likely
to be successful.
And then I feel like the expectations is almost like a standard for yourself, to where it's like, hey, this is who I am, and this is what I need to do to be my best self. So, having that plan of, okay, this is what I'm going to do because these are my standards, but then having that flexibility of going like, what if this happens and it's okay,
Right. So I like that. I think the big takeaway here is be flexible with a plan. So you're flexible, but you also have a plan to correlate that, and that plan still goes back to your realistic goals that you have set of what you want to accomplish, whether it's from a physical point of view, whether it's from a diet point of view, or whether it's from some other point of view within your life that you want to accomplish, being a great parent, or whatever. So
I agree.
All right, guys, I think that was really good.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching. Make sure to put out any ideas that you want us to talk about, but look forward to seeing you next week at the table. So.
Oh yeah, hope you enjoy.
Feel free to hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the videos and you'd like more.
If you find any of these videos interesting and would like any of your questions answered, please feel free to leave a comment.
We appreciate you for watching. Check back next week for more content.